Hello and welcome to Edukemy's YouTube channel and editorial discussion for 2nd May 2022. My name is Harsh Singh and in this video we shall discuss an editorial from The Hindu which is titled Funding Woes Haunt Indian Science. This editorial is important from the perspective of GS Paper 3, Economy and Science and Technology, and also from the perspective of governance budget making process. This editorial primarily speaks about the issues that deal with science and technology research. If you like this initiative, share some love through likes, comments and shares. Let's discuss. The editorial begins by saying that the perspective towards researchers has changed with time. The primitive times, previously, researchers would be treated very similar to seers and monks. How and what respect is that the researchers would seek truth and they would have a passion for doing their job, just like the seers, monks and philosophers, and they would be spending everything from their own funds and own resources. State sponsoring was not the fashion in the primitive times. A simple example is Dr. Hahnemann, the German individual who would be the founder of modern homeopathy. And now the present times, there is a huge round of difference in the way research is viewed. Research is funded by governments around the world. In fact, the level of social advancement of a society or a country is determined by the kind of funding that the country does in research and development, and also the intellectual competition that it propagates amongst people. A simple example is the provision of Nobel Prize. But then India as a country lags far behind the world and leading nations. Let's understand this further. The issues around research and development ecosystem in our country are quite a few. For example, when you see the gross expenditure in research and development in the country with respect to India's GDP, this is very small as compared to what happens around the world. This is India's position. 0.71% of the GDP is what India spends right now for its research and development. But when we see our own friends, Israel, Finland, Japan, Korea, USA, all of them spend at least 3 to 4 to 5 to even 6 times what India spends as a proportion of its GDP. This is a prime indicator of research and development promotion in the country. But when we see another indicator, that is India's participation in global research and development expenditure. That means if the whole world is spending 100, how much do we spend? We spend hardly 1 to 3%. And the developed countries or the people who want to really grow and prosper, USA 25% of global funds, and China 23% of global funds. Almost one fourth of the funds both the countries spend for research and development. India is only at 1 or 2 or 3 percentage. The third indicator is the number of researchers. We have a meager 255 researchers. This is a World Bank data stating we have only 255 researchers among 10 lakh people in the country. And this, if we compare with a country like Israel, Sweden and South Korea, they've got as many as 30 times the researchers that we have. 30 times. And the allocation, let's come to allocation. The allocation also is not proportional, it is disproportionate. For example, we give more funds to defense DRDO expenditures or space research, and then only 30-40% of the funds that they remain for agriculture, biotechnology, earth sciences or other kind of research like industrial research. So this is a lopsided treatment of our research facilities as well. Now, there have been funds which have frozen with time, but the researchers and universities have only increased in the last 8-10 years. This is indicated through many kind of graphs. If you see in the graph itself, the percentage of GDP spend is now declined. It was at a high of around 0.84%, but now it has declined to 0.69, 0.7%. And this is not a good indication for the country. Now, for the same reason, an institution called as National Research Foundation, NRF, was institutionalized with the help of budget. The idea was to release 10,000 crore rupees every year for 5 years and to promote university research in science, technology, social sciences and arts and humanities. So four fields: sciences, basic pure sciences, technology, social sciences and arts and humanities. Now, they would have boosted university level research by promoting students who are doing well. Merit would have been the basis of providing the fundings, and equitable funding would have been given to all kind of research activities, not just for space and defense research, but for all the others. And it would be peer reward funding, so that means that all of them would have worked in favor of India's scientific research and development. But then, and they had also planned that there would be deep ocean research, virology, hydrogen energy research, all of them would be planned. Now, see, planning an organization like NRF is a very important factor, because bureaucratic hurdle in funding is the prime reason why research and development fails in the country. It is easier to get a project approved than to have periodic release of funds for that particular project. So yeah, last year NRF was instituted. It was only instituted, but then the cabinet has yet not approved the project. So all the dreams yet till now not complete for our research and development in the country. And if you see the total patent applications also, now this is India's economic survey itself, 2017-18. It says the total patent applications in India in that year were around 45,000, and in China were 13 lakh, and following was USA 6 lakh patents. Imagine. So we are far behind all these countries which are on the way of their scientific research and development. There are two things that India can do right now. One is to create autonomous institutions with finance management for research and development, because funding research is the one which is a bureaucratic hurdle. And the second one is have private sector also participate. It is only the government participating in research. Have private sector participate and give them tax breaks, give them tax incentives, so that they are encouraged to participate in research and development. Through these two ways, India can prosper in the field of scientific research and development. Now, in case you like this video, share some love through likes, comments, and shares. And a quick exercise for you: mention three factors that could lead to revolution in the field of science and technology research in the country. An easy question. Put it down in the comment section. And in case you've got questions, again, put them down. We will ensure to get back to you. Thank you for watching.